Hello Capricorn, it's Marina from the Butterfly Effect, and this is your reading for December 2020. It's a general reading. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And sorry it's late. I completely missed you. I thought because I'd done the weekly and it started with Capricorn that I had done your monthly, and I haven't. I've only done your weekly, so here we go. The first message that I got through, which you can completely reject, and it may not be you, it may be someone else around you, but I was getting cowardice basically. And that, I mean, that might be for very good reason or not. That's for you to determine. The animals that came through, spirit animals this month, are the stag spirit in reverse and the panther spirit in reverse. How to say? I've really even struggled to start pressing record on this because it can go a number of ways. You know, it's a general reading, but I mean, this is basically someone who's not speaking up for themselves. The Canary spirit sort of slipped off at the side there and went a bit skew with, and that is sing your own song. This is where you've given up your power in some area of your life. It's an area that you are struggling to get a hold of. With the stags, I am actually getting a strong masculine energy who maybe even a parent for some of you. So this may be a parent, you may be a parent. You may have had a parent who didn't offer particularly good direction, wasn't particularly strong in your life. It's okay, it can be lots of things, but the first thing I did get is that you're being sort of told to sing like a canary here, you know, sing your own song. But this is almost, the first vibe I got is that there's something that you know, Capricorn, maybe even about a crime or some sort of wrongdoing. And you're afraid to speak up about it. You may be considered a snitch, or you know, you're to inform on someone, so there could be something that's, you know, and it would be, I think, possibly regarding children here, or maybe even your own childhood, and this may even be how your child feels. So honestly, it can go so many ways, which is why I've struggled to press record, because I am getting a lot of mixed messages here. With the stag spirit being in reverse, it can be that you're not particularly trusted, or you're struggling to get people on board with your ideas, you know, to take the lead. Maybe you've got a managerial role, but you don't have a particularly supportive team. But it feels like you know something. With the panther spirit being in reverse, it's like something, there might be a misuse of power. Panther is a very powerful animal. And I do sort of see that. I mean, he's obviously very, very dark. And with the way the canary was pointing at him, it was like someone needed to sing out about this maybe darkness or a misuse of power. And they're afraid to do that. And it may be for very good reason. And it may even be because it's a child that needs to speak out with regards to an authority figure. With the starseed elemental here in evolution, the evolution and moving on does turn into something really positive, but it's also a very unsettling time. The starseed elemental speaks specifically about children as our teachers. Now, this can be a really sensitive child. This may be a child that's, you know, maybe had some issues, or is just very nervous. This is a child that doesn't feel maybe particularly protected. And again, this can be your inner child. It doesn't need to be an actual child. But yeah, it's something to do with children and teachers and gurus. And it's almost like there's someone knows something about someone, maybe in authority, who has misused their power. And they're too afraid to speak up about it. Lack of child protection, and this could be you as a child and you're now an adult, possibly. And evolution speaks of growth, and this is where it turns a corner here, and it will only turn a corner if this is your story. It might not be. I'll do tarot, which might be a completely different story. Where this turns a corner is with the canary spirit, is when you do actually, you know, sing like a canary. Say everything you know, find your own voice. And then we get the evolution, and this is growth, and it is about overcoming challenges. It's about expanding out of any problems we've got. And I did see at the base of the deck when I was shuffling my, what's that deck called? My Chakra Oracle Wisdom. I saw quest and self-worth in reverse. So this is someone who is searching for their own self-worth. And that particular self-worth card, that can be that maybe you have, as a child, spoken up about something and you haven't been believed. Because where that card goes upright is that this child is shown very powerful proof and is then able to show it to adults who then believe her. And that's what this quest is. But if it is something along those lines, it's clearly very difficult. But this evolution, it does feel a bit unsettling, not really knowing where to go. Not seeing anything about anxiety here, but I sort of got that vibe from the evolution. And then we get the two little witches. Now, when they come up, they tell you there's some sort of space clearing required here. I mean, it could actually be a physical house move that's required. Maybe you need to, you know, move away from someone. Maybe a child needs to. Might even, as I say, it might be some sort of child protection services. But this can also just be about making your own environment feel pure and comforting. So if it's not a full-blown house move, it can be rearranging your furniture. It's, you know, pulling out the sofa and the beds and cleaning everything, hoovering everything. Making small but, you know, useful changes in your abode. Remove anything that's holding you back. So if you're sat in your room right now, look around. If anything's broken and can't be repaired, it needs to be got rid of. If you look at something and it pulls up an unpleasant memory, it needs to be got rid of. Everything that you rest your eyes on, and because we become so accustomed to our environments, we don't see them as they are. And it just needs a set of fresh eyes to go through room by room. What gives me pleasure in this room? When my gaze falls here, how do I feel? And if you don't like it, change it. You might want to try smudging, you know, sage or Saulo Panto. It is about getting some element of control back in your life, feeling in control of an area of your life. And however way you need to do that, it is starting here to take the small, tangible steps in that direction. And then we have Time for Spirit, which is a really lovely card. This can be about a bit of a journey, a bit of a quest, spiritual or otherwise. But it does also speak about teachers, you know, finding a mentor in some area, a guide to, you know, help you in whatever department this relates to. It's a bit like the Hermit card, this, you know, it's going into sort of a quiet, a sacred space, maybe to meditate, but to think very deeply. It can be about yoga, Pilates, any sort of, you know, energetic healing that's going to make you feel a lot more centered. And again, it's getting that control back. But it sort of speaks that you might actually need some help with this, Capricorn, that there might need to be someone else that shows you the way, that holds your hand actually through the process. Because I really feel that someone is very much struggling to speak and to get back to maybe where they once were. And this may be very deep rooted. This might go way back. Okay, so we'll see what Tarot has to say. Maybe a completely different message. Capricorn. We're already shuffled, but what are the messages? Oopsie. Ace of Wands. No, okay. Don't know. Okay, Capricorn. What message did you have for Capricorn? We weren't really in there. Oh my gosh, created some damage there. See, it's when I say things like that you need to pay attention. Don't often make sense at the time, but they kind of do after the fact. Four of Cups in reverse here. This is coming out of a feeling of boredom apathy, discontent. This is almost like trying to, and it comes through speech with the Page of Swords. It's like a conversation that needs to be had that's going to lift you out of that sort of energy. And the Six of Swords, transition, movement, Death card in reverse here, major change. This is going somewhere quieter, the Six of Swords. This is moving away from the Five of Swords. Maybe that you're having to go somewhere on your own. Maybe you're going in some sort of, you know, spiritual retreat or just a holiday on your own. Or you're moving out of an environment that doesn't suit you. Maybe it's just a job. But this is very much a singular pursuit here. And it almost feels like it has to be Capricorn. As much as there may be someone who helps you and guides you, getting these two upright is the intention, the desired outcome, where you get to a place where you don't need that. This is just getting somewhere calmer, finding yourself somewhere peaceful, a time of solitude while you handle some sort of transition. And with the Death card there, it's big energy. I've got another 4. Actually really positive to see both in reverse, I have to say, because this is a very selfish energy in this 4 of Pentacles. This is someone who's not willing to open up, who's not able to share. Page of Swords again, someone needs to speak. Someone needs to speak their truth. And, you know, open up. Because the 4 of Pentacles is about holding on. It's a bit stubbornness, it's a bit selfishness, it's about not sharing. And Daedalus doesn't share with this child. This is his nephew. Because he's jealous of the child. That could be that sort of dynamic, you know, parent-child relationship. Where for no good reason on earth a parent is jealous of their own child. Because he knows deep down that this child is going to surpass him in some way. Intellectually, financially, emotionally, whatever it may be. He knows that. So he doesn't want to help him. And this child goes on, you know, to create his own success on his own with no support from his uncle, who had the ability to support him. So I think that's really positive. Awesome. Oh my God, that's so good. So this is it. This is the courage. This is what's lacking up here. It's also about strength to overcome any sort of abuse of power. It's also the strength to overcome your own ego. To open up about something, to be really honest and really raw, is what I'm getting. And it's something you need to handle alone. Heracles tried all sorts to tame this lion, to overcome this lion, and because his pelt was, you know, as a magical pelt, his sword broke on it, the arrows bounced off it. He couldn't drown it, he couldn't do anything with this animal until he got his hands on it. He had to take control of the situation and face the fear that this lion represented. And when he did overcome that with the pelt of this lion, he wore that for the rest of his life, and that was his protection. So the strength that he had to overcome was then his protection for life. One more. There we go, it did want to come out. The Ace of Wands. Something really new. This is new inspiration, new creativity, new passion, new life. Back to life. But it's going to come if you're not there yet. You know, with tarot, sometimes I often think 80% of tarot is already something you're already aware of. I do have the 8 of Cups in the base of the deck there in reverse. I actually sort of see that as someone just coming back, because Psyche here goes into the underworld and she has no hope of coming back at this point. So this can be like coming back from the underworld. Yeah, the Fool, new beginning, fresh eyes, new hope, a fearlessness almost, because there is something major that you've had to overcome. I'm literally seeing Matt Damon here in oh my gosh, what is it? The movie. Oh my gosh. With comedian guy who's a therapist. You might actually, somebody might need therapy. I'm not saying it's you, Capricorn. You might know who this is. It might not be you. He's got an avoidant personality, I would say, from memory. Not Will Smith. Matt Damon. Good Will Hunting, that's what it is. Will Smith. I knew it was there somewhere. Go watch that movie. That's what I'm seeing here. So there might be some help required here. I can't remember his story. Did he grow up without a father? But he had huge self-sabotaging behaviour because of his childhood. Basically, it's an incredible film. So that's basically this. This is Good Will Hunting. Okay, let's just get a wee bit more specifics on my tarot for Capricorn. But yeah, someone is going to muster up some sort of strength here, and they are going to be able to open up, get some help, and recover themselves, basically. Whatever's maybe been taken from them. 4 of Cups in reverse for Capricorn. 4 of Cups in reverse for Capricorn. The Labyrinth. There might be a female, or this may be you. The Labyrinth has just been all over the place, not knowing which way to go, not getting on the same page as others, not, you know, just not hitting the target. 6 of Swords for Capricorn. Where are we going? I think this is literally someone going to therapy to open up. And that changes everything. That brings in this evolution, this space clearing. And it really may be a physical move for some. 6 of Swords for Capricorn. Oh gosh. Oofty. This is a sudden ending and a very swift ending at that. It's all, I mean, if this, gosh, I don't know. I did see the Death card on that, did we not? So this may be someone who's actually mourning a loss. And maybe one that they haven't come to terms with. Maybe they haven't been able to process the grief. And this is maybe what they need to speak to someone about. So maybe grief counselling. I wish I could remember Good Will Hunting more. I haven't seen it in years. But this can be sudden. This can be sudden, and maybe a sudden death here. I'm not predicting that. That's why this has maybe come about, or it's just a sudden ending of something. I mean, it could be a relationship. It could be, you know, someone's lost someone, and now they need to speak about it. 4 of Pentacles reverse for Capricorn. Yeah, God, that's the answer. This opening up. No longer holding this, blocking all this heart chakra, not sharing. That's the answer. That's where the resolution comes in. It might even be like some sort of sudden epiphany, or there's just some sort of serendipitous event or person that comes your way that provides an opening. This is actually even a card for a diagnosis. And it all comes through opening up, conversation, speech, strength for Capricorn. Oh, I feel better already. This is strength to overcome a loss and make good decisions, basically. This could be someone has actually had a physical weakness. I mean, it could literally just be courage rather than a physical strength. This is someone who's felt depleted. It can be, with the mice here, it usually represents a loss. That's my key word for the mice card. But it would also be fatigue, distrust, decay. And it's because someone's been in 2 minds. So this is anxiety as well. But this is where this fear is. Not trusting. Maybe not knowing who to trust. Not knowing who to speak to. Because I think someone's been let down in the past. And the Ace of Wands. What is this new beginning? Ah, the dog. Maybe you should get a dog. Dog represents a friend, a loyal friend. And travelling too. So we've got a lot of travel cards here. But it can be travelling with a friend. It can be wishing. But this is someone that is going to be loyal. It can be a co-worker. It might be, for some of you, and I'm going to go back to the very beginning about being a snitch and speaking up about something you know. The dog can sometimes be the police. But whatever this is, it's incredibly positive. It's an awesome ending. Yeah, I do have the Tower and the Snake at the base of the deck here. The Tower is authority. It's law and order. It can be government, and there's the Snake here. There's some sort of betrayal. Or backbiting or disloyalty. I'm not getting any sort of third party stuff, but it can be the other women, but I'm really not seeing that. This is just last two, because I won't go on, because that is the main story there, and it's got a really beautiful ending, Capricorn, and the main message is there, but this might be a bit more specific. Show me the Snake for Capricorn. This is a family member, more than likely, and it's something to do with intimacy. So, you know, there could be some sort of this would be some sort of seduction sometimes with the Snake. Oh, hell yes. False person. So this could be, you know, someone's had an affair. It doesn't need to be that. It can't. It's just there is some sort of betrayal or seduction here, or backbiting or backstabbing that's been done. And this is maybe what someone needs to speak up about. Maybe speak to a friend. The Tower for Capricorn. It's that child again. I am coming back to this Child Protection Services, because, you know, the Tower is also a card of protection, and it is, as I say, law and order. It's anything official. This could be like a children's hospital, but it feels like social services of some sort. I don't think I'll get any more on that, but show me a child. Despair. Someone needs to speak up about this. I've got the main female and a thief at the base of the deck here, so either something's been taken, someone's been taken, either from a main female, or the main female is in some way involved. That's usually a significant partner. So, okay, crikey, enough, Marina. Advice. It comes back to the same thing. If there has been anything wrongdoing, let's say, in connection with the story, someone needs to speak out. And then it all changes. That is the answer. The key is next to the ring, the biggest yes card in this deck, and it's about the Four of Pentacles in reverse. It is about opening up. Advice for Capricorn. It's right up there with Taurus. Yeah, you really want to shed that snake, because there's a bloody snake there, and that will bring in the sun. So this is shed old skin and enjoy success and happiness. I have got the seer at the base of the deck. See beyond your current circumstances. So there's an intuitive knowing here about which way to go, and it is just mustering the strength to get there, but that may involve seeking some help. So here we go. Cast off the old, reveal your true colours, talents and gifts to the world. The energy of renewal is washing over your life at this time. If for some reason you feel your true self hasn't been recognised or you've been misread by others, know this energy is now leaving you. And you've been working through your old stories and all the self-limiting beliefs that you've accumulated along the way. You've been peeling a shield of skin that has created limiting experiences. Your own personal commitment to growth has been recognised, and now the external world will begin to reflect all of the work that you've been doing within. If you feel someone you love has misunderstood you, they will be able to see beyond that if you're willing to recognise your own challenges. This is a time for renewal, abundance and connection. Let yourself be reborn and celebrated. That's a really beautiful ending. So that's your homework. Speak up and go watch Good Will Hunting. Please look after yourselves. I'll talk to you soon.